One strategy my husband and I, who is also a teacher, have laughed about using is the fake it till they make it strategy, which is essentially sort of hyping kids up and telling them that they are really good at something, even if they aren't quite as good as you are telling them they are. So I've done this in various ways throughout the years. I can think of two notable examples when I was teaching middle school writing. I had one student who was one of those kind of under the radar students who I just could tell I was not fully engaging with. And I really wanted her to get engaged with the material. And I sensed that she could if she could just get excited. And so I was able to just find a couple sentences in her writing where I felt like she was able to articulate something. And I was able to praise her and just point these out as examples of her just being excellent at writing and explained to her that I thought she could be an incredible writer above and beyond. And this started to build a sense of pride in her, to build this sense of identity within her as a student and as a writer. And it really was able to follow her, and she stayed in touch with me, and this grew to be a big part of her identity. I had another student who did all this negative talk. I just hate school. I hate this class. And they just have this very negative feeling when they come to school. And there's, different ways to handle that. But with this student, it was just relentless. And so I decided to counter it with just being relentless back at her in terms of how much I loved her and how much I loved her being in my class, and how when I would see her, I was going to hug her and yell her name, and I'm like, "Mm-mm," like, I am going to, you know what I mean, overpower you with my positivity until I have bullied you into liking my class, essentially. So it's this kind of fake it till you make it. And I actually had a little kindergarten just a couple days ago. I was like, you could be the best student in this whole school. I'm like, you are a leader. You are an incredible student. Like, you could do this. And I think sometimes we just have to plant that seed in these kids and just believe in them. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny at times, obviously, that we're kind of hyping them up so much in the face of sometimes their rather lackadaisical response, or their, sort of an Eeyore, like, "Meow, meow." But you can begin writing a narrative in their minds that will change their perspective on themselves. And, some might call it lying at times, some might call it exaggeration. It can be just what they need to kind of engage and to lock in their identity as a student and be able to hang their hat on a piece of themselves that they need to take pride in.